Welcome to this video on Album DS and specifically using frames with Album DS. I have loaded here just the sample project that comes with Album DS, and I'm going to go ahead and go to the Sheets tab and open up a sheet that comes in that sample project. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and draw out a new shape using the rectangle shape tool, which is right here. I'll just draw a little something out. And you don't have to add shapes to shape layers without a photo. You can have a photo in and do this, but I want you to really be able to see what I'm doing, so I haven't placed a photo yet. So now let's go ahead and go to the Frames tab. And if a shape is selected, as it is here, and you apply a frame, it will be applied just to that layer, to that shape layer. If a shape layer is not selected, then that frame will be applied to the entire document. So I want it applied here, so I do have it selected. And I'll just double click the frame I want to use. And the frames you're seeing are a brand new category called decorative, and they just started shipping with version 6.7. So if you have an older version, you may not have those, but you can feel free and update, and you'll be able to get those as well. And so anyway, there it is. And these are all EPS. They can be adjusted to your heart's content. And placing an image is just like it always is, just a quick double click. And there we have it. If you decide you don't like a particular frame and want to change it, just click on it to select it. Hit the delete key, and now if I select my shape layer again, and remember when you select an image, it always points to the proper shape layer. So here's the shape layer. I could come back and add a different frame if I want. And there we go. And if I wanted to make any adjustments, I can just scoot that in. And there we go. Easy, easy. So the second type of frame is our standard frames that have been shipping since Album DS started shipping. And I'll give you a refresher on using those. It's very similar. I'll go ahead and remove the picture. However, you do have a couple of other options. So let's go ahead and use this. We'll use this frame right here. And I have my shape layer selected, and I'm going to give a double click. And it asks me for a width and distance from border. I want this to come all the way to the edge here. And I'm going to go ahead and leave this at 40 pixels. And distance from border, I want it to come all the way out to the border, so I'm going to use 100%. And there we go. Now this time, I'm going to run the exact same thing. So let me come over to my shape layer here. And I'm going to click the same thing here. And this time, I'm going to go ahead and make this 60 pixels, and I'll go ahead and leave it at 100% from the border, and so now it's going to extend 20 pixels beyond what it was. So there we go. So it just looks like it became wider, but in actuality I have two separate layers here. So with this inner layer, I notice there's a gradient overlay here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on that, and I'm going to reverse it. And that just reverses the 20 pixels inside. So that's kind of a cool effect. And I can either place an image as it is right now, And I'm doing that just by selecting that shape layer again and double clicking. However, there are reasons you might not want to do it that way. You see how she's centered up here because the edge of the photo is really out here. So one way of tackling that is either to make the photo smaller within, which is real easy to do. You can hold your Shift key and your Option key on a Mac, Alt on a PC, and that'll make things come in from the center on that shape layer. Oops, I'm sorry, you didn't want to be on that shape layer. I'm going to just go Edit, Undo here. You want to be on the photo layer. So I'm going to grab that photo layer and do that same thing. So I have Shift and Alt on a PC. And now she's right where I want her. Okay. So anyway, that's using the Frames tab. The other thing I want to show you is if you don't have a shape selected, for instance, I do not have one selected right now, you can use your Frames. And I'm going to put this at 10 pixels, and I'll go ahead and leave it at 100%. And this time, it's going to go around the entire document since I'm not on a shape layer. Now, that wouldn't be something I would necessarily do in this page, but that's how you do it. Okay? So that's Frames. Thank you very much. Until next time, bye-bye.